Happy New Year, friend. I hope that your new year is off to an amazing start and that you're feeling motivated and inspired and you're making plans and feeling confident that you will be manifesting them. With that in mind, I wanted to bring you a bonus episode about the Word of the Year tool. This is a tool that I have used for probably 5 years now because it's so simple and really fun to do. And it's a great way to help you like if you haven't done any planning or thinking about the new year or you've done a lot, it's a great way to just really simplify what your intention is for this coming year. And then from there, you can make things more complex or you can just stick to staying connected with your word of the year. So, this episode is basically going to be a class. I'm going to explain about the word of the year. And then I have a worksheet here that you can download and use to help you decide your word of the year. And I'm actually going to walk through it with you as if we were having a class, as if this was a paid class. This is my gift to you here. You don't even need to give me your email. It's just, I'll add the link in the show notes and you can just download it. If you want to connect with me, I know that you are resourceful and there's lots of ways to connect with me. So I encourage you to download and print out the worksheet. I love actually having something in your hand that you can work on or have a journal and actually like write it down on a piece of paper while you're looking at the PDF online on the screen. A little bit about the word of the year. Basically, what you do is you choose a word that has meaning to you, that incorporates, that embodies your intention for how you want to be, how you want to feel, for maybe something specific that you want to create. Like if you're trying to create a family, then that the word might be family. If you're trying to stay aligned or like connected to your intuition, then the word might be intuition. It's really quite simple. I will talk a little bit more later about using multiple words, which can be very powerful as well. And this word of the year, it is, you use it ideally to help you orient yourself on a day-to-day basis or on a week-to-week basis, depending on how you like to check in with yourself. Maybe you wake up and as you're laying in bed, you remember your word, you connect to it. And by so doing, you're bringing that energy in into your day. You are reminding your brain of what you intend to create. And typically, it's something that there's a little bit of a growing edge to it because we don't need to remember something that feels already automatic and like we got it, right? So it really, there might be a little bit of, like practice or discomfort or that typical whatever your internal conversation is about growth or new habits, that it might help you to activate that and work with that. And your word of the year can be really helpful in making decisions. So help because your resources are limited, right? Your time, your money, your attention. And when you have a word, like maybe your word is quiet, and you find yourself like with your phone in your hand, you're scrolling mindlessly through social media, and then you remember, oh, my word is quiet, then that can help you to decide like, hey, actually what I'm doing right now, the best way that I can live in alignment with quiet is for me to put down my phone and sit by the window with my cat and breathe, right? Mm. Your word of the year, it can help you decide like what habits you really want to focus on. It can help you decide if you want to take a certain class or if you want to stop putting money somewhere that isn't in alignment with what you're doing. Like if you have a word that is maybe it's impact or community impact, and there is a company that you learn that they have practices that aren't very supportive of their employees or that are having a negative impact on the environment, then then having that word in mind, you can remember like, okay, this is the way that I can embody this word even more is to decide not to purchase the products from that company. So there's so many different ways you can bring your word in. And really then the big thing is this like figuring out how you're going to stay connected to it. So the process that we're going to go through here in a moment, it's really fun, it's creative, feels good, and it's exciting. But the key is to actually put your word of the year to work and figure out how you can incorporate it in what you already do. So it's going to be easiest if you if you piggyback your moment of connecting with it on with something that you already do. So, for example, if you sit down at work and always look at your calendar, you might put your word of the year like as the first thing on your calendar, 8:30 to 8:35. You think about your word of the year and how to use it throughout your day in the work that you're doing, for example. Or if you have a practice at the end of the day where you like your gratitude practice, bring it into your gratitude practice. Like, and sometimes it's just a matter of repeating it and reminding yourself and remembering it what it is. Like my word of the year is abundance. 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 Is really like the hardest part is remembering it. Remembering it throughout the day, throughout the weeks, throughout the months, right? So there's a lot of tricks out there. A few of them are like put a reminder in on a daily reminder, a weekly reminder, monthly reminder, write it on sticky somewhere that you'll see, write it on your hand. All of these things are helpful, but you have to come back to them. And oftentimes after a while, your brain stops seeing them. So you have to switch it up. So know that a sticky note might work today, whereas, next month, you need to write on your bathroom mirror. So have fun with that. Reach out for support. Find a friend. That is one of the best ways to keep moving with this is to find a friend who you do this process together, and then you ask each other about the word. If you have a coach, please share with your coach. Talk about it with your coach. Your coach can help you embody the word of the year throughout your time together because they can help you stay accountable. Like this is what I do with my clients. I have a list of things that I'm checking back with them on, and I'm continually like checking in during our session, in between sessions, on those things that I know will support them to remember. All right. And if you have any other ideas for how to use a word of the year, how the heck to remember it, I would love to hear. So let's get started. So, assuming you have your lovely PDF here, the first thing like you want to do is essentially you're brainstorming how you want to like what the future you wants. And one of the first questions that can help you do this is like, how do you want to feel? What are the feelings that you want to feel more of? And feelings, this might be I want to feel more peace, more abundance, more power, more clarity. I encourage you to pause as we're going through it. I'm just going to keep moving, but please do pause so that we can work through this together. You've got me along the whole process. So come up with your list of feelings that you'd like to feel more of. And then imagine yourself thriving. Imagine maybe it's a memory, maybe it's your future self, and take some time to close your eyes and breathe and bring up this image and connect with it. And, maybe it's a scenario at work, maybe it's how you feel in relationship with your family, with a loved one, with your body. And take note of any words that come up that describe that experience. And they don't have to necessarily be adjectives. I mean, it could be healthy, it could be one, could be any word or even a couple words that feel compelling, that feel exciting to you, that make you feel alive. The next question is to think about, like, what is most important for you to honor in the coming year? What is your highest intention? What is the way that you'd like to grow or transform or contribute? And allow yourself to have fun. Do your best to let go of any thoughts of like, how the heck am I going to do this? And just dream. Enjoy. So from here, we're going to start creating a shorter list of words. So word brainstorm, you can use any of the ones that you've already come up with and add them to this list. Add anything else, any other words that feel amazing to you. Make a list and then circle your top 3. Right here, you might need to pause and step away, maybe for a few minutes, go to the bathroom, get some tea, maybe give yourself a day and let these words really like, I'm imagining like popcorn in a popcorn maker of like, let them just like move around in you and then decide. And know that you can't go wrong here. Just decide what feels right now and then write it down. Write it down. Make that sticky, write on your hand, give yourself a tattoo. And here, I want to mention that you can choose more than one word. And I recommend that you do this, especially for words that are loaded with a lot of external meaning or cultural meaning. So, for example, my words this year it's my primary word is action. Action. However, for me, that word comes loaded with a lot of type A goal getting. We're going to just like power through and get it done. And that's not what I want. That's not the tone of the word action that I want. So I've actually put before it aligned action. And for me, that aligned the way what that word means for me, it's like deeply connected to who I am and to my intuition, my inner knowing, so that my action is not coming from external influence, but rather from what is my highest sense of self and knowing. And knowing about myself that along with that, there's this tendency for holding back, which is really a big part of like actually how I work is I kind of wait. But so I put in front the word brave. So my words of the year are brave, aligned, action. What that brave does is it still stays connected to that inner knowing, but it helps to like put me on this slightly more scary, like growing edge. So please take that, consider it. Don't let it complicate things. Don't let it like lead to you not choosing your word for the next half hour, day, week. Again, there is no right answer. And the more that you can actually get out of your head and into your body. So if you're having trouble, then my cat's playing with the Christmas bells. If you're having trouble finding your word, I encourage you to take a break, step away, breathe, and breathe into your body. Put your hands on your body, put your awareness on your belly, on your breath, and try to drop your attention from your mind into your body. And then ask your body, what is my word? Or you can, if you've got your list of your top 3, you can repeat them and see what resonates for you, like how your body reacts. And your intuition might just tell you exactly the word for you. All right. That's the process. And from here, you get to put it to use, right? You can use all of the recommendations that I shared earlier. Please reach out if you'd like additional. If you want right now, and I'm not sure how long this will be available, but you can schedule a virtual tea date with me to share your word of the year or to share where you're at in the process, and then to use that to help you align your action for maybe the year, for the month, and whatever is most relevant for you in this casual conversation that is a virtual tea date. So I'll put the link in the show notes. Please feel free to utilize this while it's available. And I'd love to support you to create an amazing year for yourself. And regarding the podcast, we are in between seasons. So I will be back at some point, either with a bonus episode, or I'm really planning a new podcast show that focuses on regenerative business. So I'm in transition for that, and we'll see where I show up next, but I will be showing up again. So stay tuned. And thank you so much for joining me here. I so appreciate you. Wishing you a beautiful day.